And what up, everybody? Welcome back to Furrow Publications YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about zines and DIY publishing. And as many of you guys know, Furrow Comics is the project that I currently publish. It's a comic book zine anthology with different cartoonists from around the world. This is basically a 6x9 comic, very standard kind of comic book zine, which I published through a printer that I purchased specifically for Furrow Publications. It's a great printer and it's done its purpose well. But it's time, I think, to upgrade. Now, that's what I've been currently looking at, what printer to get, because as a lot of you guys know, we will be publishing what we hope to be an annual Halloween magazine. Now, this is basically the size that I would like, and this is the same page count. The only difference is that I'm not going to necessarily want a newsprint interior. I want color inside. So that's one of the only difference, right? And that difference, it's kind of weird because when I looked at online places that would print it for me, because I don't have the capability of printing something like this at home, I saw that it would cost me roughly about 400 bucks. The cheapest that I saw was, I don't know, 300 and something. Now, that's just for them to print 150 copies, which is what I'm assuming that I want to have as a print run for the first Furrow Publication Halloween magazine. But the homie here from Hermit Stew really flipped the script on me, right? Because it just really put into perspective of like how I could be ultimately publishing and printing them myself. This right here, go ahead and compare this for you guys, is exactly the size you need, right? And the reason why you need it this size is because you want to be able to cut it off so that, it kind of bleeds to the end. Even though they didn't use this like that, but a lot of times that's what you want, right? The more I've been reading on how other companies publish their comics, they would print this something in the center like that and then cut the top, side, and bottom. And that way it's very, very cleanly printed. And then obviously you can get it where a lot of the comic books where they'll have it bleed all the way to the end, right? Now, this is obviously for the Halloween magazine. But let's say, so if I purchase a printer like this that can help me print something like this, boom, I can also print a more formal looking comic book, which then also opens this up to a lot of more possibilities. One of those being, I can actually take this and shop it around at different comic book shops, and I think they would be much more willing to take something that looks like this than something that looks like that. And it has less to do with the art that's inside, right? But rather their assumption of like the average person walks into a comic book shop, they're probably not going to pick up a zine. They're going to want something that looks like this. So instead of spending the money to do a 150 print run on a Halloween magazine that looks like this, my mentality is I should just buy the printer. It will be more expensive to begin with, but as the plan is to have this as a yearly Halloween magazine that Furrow Publication publishes, plus the idea that wouldn't it be nice to start printing Furrow comics as well as one-shots by me and other cartoonists in a more traditional looking kind of comic book. So that's the plan. That's where I'm at. If anyone has any suggestions on printers that I should look at, please let me know in the show notes, man, because I really want to get it right. Obviously, this is something that once we get it, the plan is to have it and use it for years on end, and to be able to print and publish different size comics and different size magazines and books and all kinds of good things. And it really is always better to own the means of production, meaning to have the machinery here at home to be able to create your own stuff, never at the mercy of the printers, never having to worry about are they going to be able to make this when you want it. Rather, I can make it at home when I see fit and when I want it. And even at that, I wouldn't have to do a print run because I can make them to order. So that's where my head's at, man. That's just what I want to say. So if anyone in the community has any recommendations on what kind of printer I should get, and I've seen a lot of printers that print a lot of different size papers, and so I'm just going to be doing the homework on that and really peeping it out. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lates.